Continuing with one of our top stories, Minister in the Presidency Jeff Radebe has briefed the media on the outcomes of yesterday's Security Cluster Cabinet meeting. President Jacob Zuma held talks with the Security Cluster to discuss, among other things, the US Embassy's terror warning. At this morning's briefing, Radebe reiterated that South Africa will cooperate with Washington on all security issues and that relations between the two countries remain sound. But our reporter Aldrin St. Pierre was at that briefing. He joins us now live for more on this. Aldrin, good afternoon to you. And we were really expecting Jeff Radebe to speak a lot on the terror issue, and the only time he really did was at the end when the journalists probed him and asked him questions about it. Otherwise, he didn't really talk much on it.
Well, definitely heading into this press briefing, we all knew that the question or concerns around the terror alert issued by the United States of America was definitely going to be something that's high on the agenda of the news reporters. I actually expected the minister to start off with the terror alert thing, considering that it's such a major story for all broadcasters here in the country, as well as all print journalists as well. But it came right about towards the end, and even when we tried to press the minister on the issue, because if you look at the statement that the statement that cabinet has issued and the statement that the presidency has issued, it is quite soft. It has taken a quite softer stance compared to this joint statement issued yesterday by DIRCO and the State Security Agency. And we really tried to press him on this, that why is it that this statement by cabinet seems to be much softer or taking a much leaner stance than what DIRCO had said. Remember that DIRCO also said that it seems as though that these foreign countries are trying to control, manipulate and influence the country's terror tactics. And he was quite clear, saying that, listen, the statement that stands is the statement that has been issued by the presidency, which speaks about the cordial relationship which the country enjoys with America. And that statement is being reiterated right here at this press briefing by cabinet. I also tried to press him on whether the statement issued yesterday by DIRCO and the State Security Agency was approved by the presidency. Because remember that yesterday the DIRCO spokesperson, Clayson Monyela, in one of his tweets indicated that this is probably one of the most strongly worded statements that is issued in a while. And he also indicated that this statement was approved at the highest level. When I had an interview with him yesterday asking him who sits at the highest level, is this the minister, is this the president, he wouldn't say who that person is who sits at the highest level and who's approved this statement. And I tried to press the minister here, Jeff Radebe, as well on it, and he wouldn't go into detail about those questions, and just basically saying that as it stands, the statements that stand is the statement by the presidency and the statement here by cabinet.
All right, so not going into much detail about that, but he went into a lot of detail about many other things, the economy, the environment, land issues. Something that he did talk about in depth was the local government elections, the political killings around that, the political violence that we've seen. What did he have to say?
Well, remember that the issue around the political violence has become a cause of concern. Even yesterday, the Independent Electoral Commission, during the draw of the political party that will be at top of the ballot boxes, ballot papers, that's something that they reiterated, that listen, we are concerned about the political violence and political killings that's currently underway. Yesterday as well, the South African Human Rights Commission also issued a statement saying that it's concerned. And now we have cabinet as well saying that they're very concerned about what's currently happening. They've called on all political parties to abide by the code of conduct that they've signed, that they've signed at the IEC. They're also saying that those who break the law must face the full might of the law. And the cabinet has thrown its weight behind the task team set up by the Minister of Police. Remember that task team involves intelligence as well as detectives who will be looking into the political killings that are currently underway. And even yesterday we had breaking news of 2 politicians being killed in KwaZulu-Natal. Yesterday as well in Polokwane, we received information from the EFF where they've said that one of their members were attacked at gunpoint, and also the EFF indicating that there have been clashes, or reports rather, that there were clashes between EFF and ANC members, remember last week in Mpumalanga as well as in KwaZulu-Natal.
And Aldrin, something else interesting that came up from that briefing was the amended treaty with Botswana.
Yes, this will be something interesting to watch at how Botswana responds to this amended treaty that the South African government wants to enter into. What we need to understand is that in Botswana, capital punishment is law. That means that the death penalty is law in Botswana, but in South Africa, that's not law. And Jeff Radebe mentioned two cases where the Constitutional Court indicated that it is unconstitutional that a person be killed that a person actually goes through the capital punishment for any crime committed. And he also reiterated that the assurance that they want in this treaty, eventually when it materializes, is an assurance from the Botswana government that in case they seek a suspect who's fled to South Africa, and that suspect is caught in South Africa, and that suspect is being extradited to Botswana, they want an assurance from that government that that person will not face capital punishment. He also then said that, listen, we're not saying that South Africa is a safe haven for criminals fleeing Botswana.
All right, Aldrin, thank you very much for that update. Aldrin St. Pierre, live from that post-cabinet briefing in Pretoria.